Hello everyone, Minotaur92 here and welcome to my new video on this channel. If you're asking yourself, wow, 2 videos in 2 days, yeah, I'm doing it. So, I'm going to address some things. First of all, big shout out to my man Tensei, and I'm sorry, I will probably never do a feat ranking, but Laurentis and Andre, as I said to him, are top 2 for sure. So, moving on to the top 5 worst bosses in the whole Dark Souls trilogy. On the 5th spot is Demon Fire Sage. So, basically, this is the third time they used the same design with little tweaks here and there in the same game. First of all, I don't really care about the Asylum Demon, but the Stray Demon as a concept really intrigues me because imagine having a demon below you. That's really cool for me. And seeing them, I was like, okay, that's good. And going into Lost Isolate and all of those areas, basically the fire areas, was an experience for sure. You will see it on this list. But encountering Taurus demons and Kapper demons weren't bad because they're the boss fights. They're like mini bosses. And if they did the same thing for Asylum Demon or Demon Fire Sage, he wouldn't be on this list because I think that's a solid idea. But as is, I believe he is basically bankrupt for ideas. His design is not really great, and he doesn't even use fire. So that's basically it for the 5th spot. Moving on to the 4th spot, we have something a little interesting, and that's basically the Belfrey Gargoyles, but not from Dark Souls 1, but from Dark Souls 2. Imagine having this iconic boss fight, a boss fight that basically put people off the game because they couldn't beat it. And then you pick it up and move it to the second game, add 4 more of them, or even more, if I can't even remember. I believe there are 6 of them, and don't have any of the interesting mechanics or basically anything interesting like the first game did. I believe that these bosses are there for no reason. There's one cool scene with them because you can see them flying, I believe from the bonfire of the Huntsman's corpse, but that's basically it. And nothing more and nothing less on these bosses. They are just boring, they are filler in Dark Souls 2. And as a person who really enjoys Dark Souls 2, this is one of the worst bosses in that game. But not the worst boss, because we will inquire the worst boss from Dark Souls 2 very shortly. Even the area they are in isn't interesting. So those are basically all my thoughts on Belfrey Gargoyles from Dark Souls 2, of course. But moving on to the third place, and another boss from Dark Souls 2 is actually Royal Rat Vanguard. Yeah, an interesting choice for sure. Everyone hates them. There's nothing good or nothing redeemable about this boss fight. Is there are basically a ton of rats and one with a mohawk. Is that interesting? Yeah, for sure. But it's not a fun or engaging fight at all. I beat them on my first try and die of toxic, and I hated them ever since. As a person who really doesn't even dislike rats in real life, this boss fight is really bad, really uninteresting, really boring at every factor, and it basically offers nothing to the game. It's another filler boss fight, and it doesn't mean anything. In a game such as good as Dark Souls 2, this is not arguably the worst boss in that game. So, with my Dark Souls 2 rant hate train basically out of the way, we can move on to the second place. That is Ceaseless Discharge. Why I put him there is because I never liked him. His lore is actually quite fascinating and isn't bad, but his boss fight really is. I believe, as I said, he's the second worst boss fight in the whole Dark Souls trilogy. Why I put him there? His design always felt unfinished and really boring to me. His size feels really threatening till you realize his moveset is basically really awful. and he is basically a one-shot kill if you do the right technique, and they put that there in the game. I don't like this boss fight. I believe it's a gimmick boss fight at its worst. It's put really weirdly in a game, and the whole area where you fight him is really bad. Even his boss arena is garbage, basically. It's so narrow, you feel claustrophobic, but it's not the way they intended it to be, so it feels really weird and out of place in this game. So, for the worst boss in the Dark Souls trilogy, and basically the worst boss of all time, if you ask me, it's the Kapper Demon. I hate it. You're probably asking yourself, wait, the Bed of Chaos isn't in here. Yeah, it isn't. I don't hate it as much. I don't think it is a really good fight, but I don't think it is a really bad fight. It's an interesting concept, and I give them kudos for that. But imagine one thing, Capra Demon isn't. Capra Demon as a design isn't bad. I actually really enjoy the design. But the boss arena and the dogs, I hate. This is the boss fight I probably died the most during my Dark Souls 1 playthrough, and it's not for any good reason. He is definitely the worst boss fight in this game, and his attacks, basically his movement patterns, is so RNG. And really, this boss fight depends if the dogs go on you or not, because in this narrow hallway, you are fighting this demon with two massive machetes and two dogs that immediately basically stun you till the demon kills you. I hate this boss, and that's basically it for this video. It's on the shorter side, but yeah. Thank you everyone for watching this, and thanks everyone for watching my last video. It got over 100 views, which is a landmark of mine. I really enjoy making content. I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider liking and subscribing. Until the next time, bye bye.